Hello YouTube, Sonia Walker from Sonia Walker Creations, coming to you today to show you a little of my watercolor technique and how I apply watercolor to a painting. I am using a reference of a puppy, and you can see that he has on a pair of paint glasses, and the image is kind of is color, but it looks a little black and white. But I'm going to make it a colorized version of this. And as you can see, I started painting the puppy already, and I have decided to make it a multicolor picture or painting of the puppy. So right now I am in the process of applying the paint to the watercolor paper, and I am using a 300-pound cold press watercolor paper to apply the paint. And I am concentrating on the background right now because I've kind of want to get away from the puppy in order to give me some inspiration for the background. I'm thinking if I work more on the background, then it'll motivate me to get back to the image of the puppy. So first, I am looking for the brush that I was just using. Where did I put it? Okay, I'm going to use a wider brush to lay down some color on the top. First I kind of wet the surface a little just so it can absorb some of the paint. And when you have a little paint that you're applying with more water, it's called a light wash. So that way it will allow you to gradually add more paint to it if you prefer to. Right now, because I'm not wanting to put the paint down so boldly, I'm using more water than paint. And in the corner, I think I want a little bit more of a darkness. So I'm applying the green along with the black to give me a little bit of a overcast type of look, and I want to take some of that color away from it, so I'll add water to that and blend it. It will soften the paint and allow me to blend the color softly. You know, different artists use different techniques to create the effect that they want. And when you have no instructional way to apply paint, people tend to find and use what best works for them. I have been painting and drawing since the age of 6. That's as far back as I can remember. And when you introduce yourself to a medium, meaning the type of material you use to create your artwork, you tend to do it the way it feels best for you, and without any formal training of how to use watercolor paint. You just go by trial and error. You know, like I said, I've been drawing and painting since the age of 6. But so basically, you're kind of feeling your way through your materials or your medium to see what works for you. So what I'm doing when you're not seeing me paint on the surface is I'm using my palette of paint to lay down on the paper. I'm using several colors to create the background because I don't know yet quite fully what I want the background to look like. So I'll apply several light washes to see what effect I get. And then from there I'll build from there to see what works for me. And I don't normally do this. This is a way that I'm using to feel out how I want my background to look. But that's how you do things when you're not familiar with some things. You usually go by trial and error. So until you figure out what you want to do. But I do know I kind of want to outline this image of the puppy. So I want to define that. So I'll go into creating a soft line around him. Not so bold, but just to give you a hint of puppy. And then I'll start to blend it, add a touch of water to soften out the paint and not create defined lines, just to soften it up. Kind of want to have a little yellowish hint around the puppy, so I'll go over the outline with some softnesses of the yellow. Blend it up some. Use a little water to fade it out. Until I get the effect that I'm trying to achieve. Watercolors, the way that I use them, some people tend to only use light washes and they're fine with that. But because I'm a realist, I tend to layer my watercolor until I get the effect that I need. So I don't like to just accept light washes. I'll build on a color until I get the desired effect. So you might see me go over and over and over a particular color until I get what I'm looking for. So right now I'm just kind of showing you some light wash techniques, just to give you an idea of how you might want to lay down your watercolor. I mean, this is what works for me, not necessarily having to work for you. But I want to show you some of the things that I do. See, I'm building on this color around the image of the puppy until it begins to feel like what I'm trying to achieve. So when I build on a color, I tend to fade it out with a light wash and then come back and build again. So because I do that, watercolor tends to take me a little bit longer than I guess the average artist to achieve what I'm looking for, which is fine because there is no set time limit on achieving what you want to achieve. Now what I'm doing, instead of applying paint, I'm using water to blend some of the colors. But like I said, this is going to take me a while, but I just wanted to show you a little bit of the techniques that I use to build on my color. This is Sonia Walker. Until the next time, keep creating.